Jennifer going to be here? Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Design Review Committee on Thursday, April 17th, 2025. I'm now calling the meeting to order at 5:02 p.m. Lisa, can you take the roll, please?
Member Melissa Bates?
Here.
Member Getz?
Here.
Member Johnson? Absent. Vice Chair Boyd?
Here.
Chair Esther Jacobson Bates.
Here.
Thank you.
Melissa, would you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. Let's do that. Can I have a motion to approve the order of the agenda as presented?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Move and second. Lisa, would you please take a roll call vote?
Member Melissa Bates?
Approve.
Member Getz?
Approve.
Member Johnson? Absent. Vice Chair Boyd?
Approved.
Chair Esther Jacobson Bates?
Approved.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move on to consent items. And Lisa, can you please introduce that item?
Items on consent are typically routine and will be approved in one motion. The chair will call on anyone wishing to address the committee on any consent item on the agenda which has not been pulled by the committee for discussion. Each speaker will be permitted to speak only once, and comments will be limited to a total of 3 minutes.
Okay, we're going to start with in-person comments. Is there anybody in the room wishing to address anything that's not on the agenda? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, we're going to move on to committee members. Any items that you would like to pull from the consent agenda? All right, I'm going to entertain a motion then, please, to approve consent items.
I move to approve.
I second it.
Okay, having heard a motion and a second for the consent items, Lisa, would you please take a roll call vote?
Member Melissa Bates?
Approve.
Member Getz?
Approve.
Member Johnson? Absent. Vice Chair Boyd?
Approved.
Chair Esther Jacobson Bates?
Approved.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to move on to public communications for non-agenda items. And Lisa, introduction, please.
Discussion and provide, sorry. I'm sorry, wrong section. This section is intended to provide members of the public with the opportunity to address the committee on items not on the agenda. This section is limited to 30 minutes. Each speaker will be afforded 3 minutes and may speak only once. State law does not allow the committee to discuss or act on issues not on the agenda, except to briefly respond or to ask staff to follow up on such items.
Okay, this is non-agenda items. Do we have any in-person comments? I see none. Is there anyone on Zoom? I just see our attorney there. And so then we're going to move on at this point to discussion items. Discussion item 4A, staff report, please.
Discussion and provide comments for a pre-application for an amendment to a conditional use permit for an MRI addition at San Ynez Valley Cottage Hospital located at 2050 Viborg Road. The project proposes 2,160 square feet of new building square footage, and the applicant is here to provide a presentation.
Okay, we're going to, any questions of staff at this time? I think we need to move on to the presentation. We can take public comment at this point, but do I see anybody in the room with public comment? No, let's go ahead and move on. There's nobody on Zoom.
Good evening, Chair and committee members. My name is Heidi Jones. I'm the agent for the project. We're happy to be here tonight to get your feedback on the proposed MRI addition. The MRI use is just being relocated. It's an existing use at the hospital in a modular building that is proposed to go into this addition, be much more functional for the hospital. Here with project management team and our architect, Rosa Alvarado, who will present the plans, and we're happy to answer questions.
Good evening, Chair and committee members. I'm Rosa Alvarado, architect with 196 Architects. As Heidi mentioned, this addition to the existing hospital facility at San Ynez Valley Cottage Hospital is for an MRI facility. What you see on the screen here is the proposed location for the addition in blue. It's on the back side of the hospital. As Heidi has mentioned, the approximate square footage of this addition is where is it? Here it is.
Excuse me for just a moment. Can we pull it up on the screen here as well? It's a little easier for us to see it here from the middle.
Our city attorney says there's no video on Zoom either.
All right, we've got a technical problem, so we're just going to hold on a minute here, and we're going to welcome our colleague Jennifer Johnson to the dais too. We'll let you know when it's up.
That's okay, take your time.
Do you have your duplicate? Is your screen, is your screen? Oh, okay.
It's up here.
Oh.
It's just not on the
But it's also not on Zoom. We're discussing the hospital, we're just waiting for the presentation. While we have technical.
Of course.
Recording in progress.
All right, I think we are back online here. We're just going to give it a second, otherwise we'll adjourn for a moment. Thank you. Lisa, could you just move your monitor, your thanks. Okay, I think we're back. Mr. Attorney gave the thumbs up that we're back online. Good, thank you.
That's mirror image, though. That's
Yeah.
backwards.
There we go. No,
Still backwards.
still backwards. Okay, we've got a mirror image on Zoom, so we're going to proceed and challenge our right brain, left brain today.
Or we can just turn it on.
Yeah. Okay. Will you start again?
Shall I
Thank you.
start again?
Yeah, start again
Absolutely.
so we've got you on record here. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And just to make a comment for being on record, we're on item 4A with the discussion of the pre-application of the San Ynez Valley Cottage Hospital MRI addition.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Rosa Alvarado, architect with 196 Architects, here to present this project on behalf of Cottage Health. What we're proposing and in front of you today is an addition to the existing San Ynez Valley Cottage Hospital. As you can see on the plan here, in blue is the proposed addition for a new MRI unit. As Heidi mentioned previously, there is an existing MRI unit in a modular building that will go away, and this will take the place of that building. The addition is proposed to be 2,160 square feet approximately, and it is, as noted here, in the back side of the building, which will not be visible from the street or the entry to the hospital. We feel the proposed addition is designed to be compatible with the existing hospital's design. Its harmonious theme and design and colors and materials will promote consistency between the existing facility and the proposed addition. We plan on using existing, or matching rather, existing plaster finishes. There is a wainscot that wraps around the existing facility, which will emulate and provide on the new building as well. If you can go to the plan, which would be the next, this is the demo. This is a more close-up view of, there we go. The next one, please. This is the proposed plan, which is very much an extension of a corridor that exists in their imaging suite, and it's going to have all the ancillary spaces that go along with this MRI unit, which includes a control room, a changing room, some restrooms, and in the back, the electrical space for all of the ancillary equipment that goes with the MRI unit. There is a large, beautiful oak tree on the upper corner of the building there, and we've notched the building to salvage and protect that tree in place. There is an entry, as I mentioned, from the existing hospital through the hospital in that corridor connecting to the addition, as well as from the exterior of the building. Next, please. Here are the elevations that are proposed. As you can see, we are very much emulating what already exists. Very simple lines, geometric shapes, nothing different than what already exists there at the hospital. We do have a storefront entry into the addition, which will match other storefront systems throughout the facility. Next page, please. Some renderings here to give you an idea of what this building will look like. The building on the lower right-hand corner is existing. The proposed are on the other three images, different views from different angles, and as you can see, very similar to what exists there with the plaster, the control joints, and detailing of the new building will match what's there already. We do have a landscape architect on the team that has proposed planting around the building to soften the edges, and of course, protect that tree in the corner on the upper left-hand corner of the addition, which will provide some beautiful shade. I think that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, we actually still have public comment open, so I'm going to revisit that. Is there any public comment in the room? And anybody on Zoom who wishes to speak on this item 4A? Okay. I think then we're going to go ahead and close public comment officially. And so let's see. Any questions of staff? Any question of applicant? I want to start by saying I think that I can speak on behalf of our community that we're excited to see the services that are coming with this new addition. It's something that will be highly utilized by our community, and I know there's an existing building now, but I think there's new equipment that also goes into this new building.
Right,
So-
or state-of-the-art equipment.
Yes, and it'll be a big benefit to many people here, and certainly make it a lot easier to access services without having to travel. Committee, questions? I do have some questions, of course. Again, compliments on all this, and of course, it's being built to fit within the existing footprint. Couple of questions that I have are in a relationship to the kind of big box that it becomes with the uninterrupted lines in the building. Understanding that an MRI building may not have the ability to have windows and such. It compliments on the covering the rooftop vents and all. They seem to be out of the line of sight in this plan, which seems to be an enhancement. I'm wondering if there's the opportunity for something to break up the massing, especially in, I think it's the south elevation, but I'm kind of bad on that, the long uninterrupted run. Be it with a taller landscaping element, something that can break up the solid mass there. And I have a question for you, again, being a little challenged on that direction. Is that long? Could we back up to the photo that is in our packet on page 25, I think it is, this one?
You are correct. It is the south wall
Okay.
that you're concerned with.
So I'm looking at, in the pictures that we're looking at, the bottom left, the top right, and then a little bit with the bottom right as well. Wondering if there's a way of putting in some landscaping that's more in line with what exists, which is a lot taller, narrower, or something to just break up that long line that isn't interrupted.
Sure. So the lower right corner is an existing building.
Right.
The south wall that you're concerned with, in fact, is a long straight run with no windows or fenestrations. Landscaping there can certainly be improved, perhaps some trees across the walkway across from the building. We can certainly research that and look into that with our landscape architect to soften that edge.
That'd be great, because that's exactly what I was thinking about. It
Yeah.
couldn't be right necessarily up against the building, but something across the walkway that would enhance the function of the building by providing shade at times and also really softening it.
Yeah,
Does that side face the condo complex that's adjacent to that project?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I think it'd be really great for the neighbors as well, understanding that it's a limited neighborhood, but still there's a lot of people that live down and will be looking at a building that is substantial in height and also above their, it starts at an elevation that's above where the condos are placed.
Understood. Appreciate that comment. Thank you.
And other than that, I don't have any other comments. I don't know if we need a motion on anything. Can you direct me on that? I think we're just giving input today. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pre-applications take a little bit longer than expected. So just input from the DRC. While it's not required of the code, we again bringing these type of commercial projects to the DRC for their review. The next step is actually the hospital was completed with a conditional use permit, so it'll be a CUP amendment. So they have submitted a formal application. We will review and then take it. If there are any other outstanding issues, we'll deem it incomplete. But if it meets what's required, we'll deem it complete and take it to Planning Commission.
Okay, well, so what I'm understanding, we're doing a preliminary review today, and it will return when it's, or is this with the changes?
It will not return the DRC. So it just, yeah.
Okay, so then I guess I'd like to also just confirm the lighting. I don't see any specs on the lighting that meets the compliance for shielded lighting. And Raphael, I think that you know the proper, terminology to assist the applicant to make sure that we have that.
Yes, dark sky.
Yeah, so we are using dark sky as the,
Well, it'll be required of them. So
We'll
yeah.
ensure that we provide that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, I think then, unless you have questions for us,
I do not. Thank you.
yeah. Well, thank you. We look forward to the new building and look forward to seeing what's presented at the Planning Commission. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Okay, so then we're going to move on in record time to committee member comments. Committee members? Okay, I do have a question for staff and a couple comments. Great to see that we have construction underway on our former gas station site at the corner of Alisal and Mission with the lily sod. It's really taking shape. If you haven't been by there, the stained glass is going in and it's really looking good. Be a nice addition to town. I am concerned about the activity across the street at Denmarket Square. I'm really liking what I'm seeing, a fountain that's being redone, a lot of bricks on the ground and on the building itself, paint and new patterning to the half timbers. But I'm a bit troubled
I would
that,
I would suggest that we stop there simply because the applicant has submitted an application early this week because they have gone and exceeded beyond the 500 square feet requirement for staff level approval. So this item will be coming before you from the DRC. So as to not render any previous judgments, I would leave it at that.
okay, yes, that was my concern. My trouble was that it had not come before us. So we will see that in a future meeting, it sounds like. Okay, then staff comments. That was your staff comments.
Or any other comments from the commissioners?
Didn't think so, yeah.
Our committee members. Yeah, so on to director or manager report. Yes, we did receive, so as just to set up, as a part of our new code that was adopted in January, we did have a carve out for staff level approvals if facade changes don't increase the square footage and if it meets the objective standard. In this instance, we had an applicant who brought in a zoning clearance and was going to upgrade it with brick and half timber, which met our objective standards, and it was under 500 square feet at the time. So we had approved a permit. The applicant went well and beyond above that based on feedback he had received and was not understanding of the process. So we let him know, and so he's submitted an application. That's why you've seen it stopped a little bit since it's gone up in such record time. So we have received an application. We're taking a look at it right now, and then we're trying to get it into the May queue. Hopefully again, usually we have 30 days to review and then it would be June. But knowing what we know about it so far, we're going to try to speed that up. As far as items for your next meeting, we do have a potential signage that we received an application on earlier this week, but we have a lot of questions on it, so I don't know if it'll meet that criteria. Dependent on our next city council meeting and direction that's given, if the city council affirms the sort of work effort that city staff is planning to do based on our workshop, we actually would like to make an item for color palette presentation, so we're going to begin that work. So I'm going to assume that city council is going to direct us to start. So that would actually be on your May agenda, which would be great because that essentially would be almost a pretty kind of light agenda if everything goes according to plan. We have no PC items to date for May, so we'll likely end up canceling our planning commission meeting. City staff wrapped up quite a few pre-applications over the last couple of weeks, so we are actually busy. We're really busy. We got a lot of stuff that's come through over the last 3 months, and quite a bit is actually attributed to our code changes. So, which is good. And that wraps my report.
Raphael, could you just say again, the city council is going to be, you're going to be presenting these design and planning.
So we're going to,
proposals?
the results from our workshop,
Workshop
will
at-
at the next city council meeting.
Which
So,
is next
on the
Monday.
28th. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I think, let me just confirm my notes here. I think that concludes our meeting, so we can call the meeting adjourned at 5:26 PM.